We welcome you to Merrimack County, New Hampshire, where tonight, New Hampshire Motor Speedway will play host to round number 7 here for the Slide Jawb Racing League. It's race day here for the MFRD Slide Jawb Racing League 150. As we get ready to go to battle here, we come off of a very fun recent race there at Kansas, as well as a couple other fun races throughout the season, but I am most excited for this one because of the uniqueness of this racetrack. Oh, and by the way, my name is Dawson Allen. Joining me in the booth today, as always, except for last week, is Josh Coppernoll, coming off of a birthday celebration. Birthday boy turned exactly how old last week?
25.
25?
Quarter
25.
Quarter of a century old.
Quarter of a century. I got you a walker hidden away somewhere. I'll get that to you at some point. But right now, we're looking forward to tonight. So obviously, you had the week off last week. I know you still caught some of the race. And what we saw last week was another new first-time winner here in the Slide Jawb Racing League, that being the driver of the 87, Blaze McKinney.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that battle was absolutely incredible that he had. I kept tuning in every once in a while, and every time I tune in, it was just some incredible battling going on. And I'll tell you what, Blaze, he earned it. He earned it big time. Congrats to him on getting that win.
Yeah, it was a hard-fought battle all race between a lot of different drivers. That lap 1 incident, of course, taking out some other drivers, including our current fastest driver on time on track right now. That is the 43 of Ethan Fonseca Moreno. He was able to get up front and score the pole, but on lap 1 had some issues on the backstretch. Contact with Luke Knupp sent him in front of the pack and around and pretty much wiped out everybody that was in that run there. A good amount of cars were junked, but we still had some drivers that were able to continue afterwards, such as this number 48 here of Jonathan Parker, who is currently second fastest on the racetrack right now. I do believe that put him third in points with that finish last week. As of right now, he is just only 15 points behind our current points leader, Michael Thorpe Jr., who's currently 22nd fastest, not on the track. But Michael Thorpe Jr., of course, taking the points lead last week after an abysmal finish for Sartaj Mann at the conclusion of that Kansas race.
Yeah, that Kansas race, it was a lot of chaos early on. That big wreck took out or affected a lot of drivers. And, you know, they're going to look to rebound tonight. We'll see. You know, Sartaj Mann, he could chase his 4th win of the season.
Yeah, and Sartaj Mann, you know, despite not leading the points right now, there's a good reason for that. He is currently sitting at 30 penalty points on the season. Whether it have been from, you know, incidents, run-ins, you know, he has lost 30 points to penalties this season. So where he should be leading by about a couple points here over Michael Thorpe Jr., instead he now finds himself 4th in points after last week's finish. So what would have been a runaway you know, for the championship lead right now is currently a 4th place spot due to all these penalties he's amassed over the season. But he is still looking strong here tonight, 4th fastest right now in practice. And, you know, the thing I want to talk about, Josh, you know, something that I love about this track is, you know, the Magic Mile is such a fun track to race on, such a fun track to watch, and I want to kind of showcase to everybody here, you know, just kind of an overhead view of this track. You know, it's a perfect oval. It's a true oval racetrack, and it's a mile long in total. And it is very much reliant on, you know, what lane you choose to run. You're going to see a lot of guys there as they run through the corners right there. They're kind of running, you know, that near the top of the track line. They're kind of running it just about maybe right up here in this top groove, you know, of the racing surface. They're running right about here, top groove of the line right there. But what you're going to see, you know, as these race goes on, some drivers will take that very bottom lane. Other drivers are going to shoot for the top. And we're going to see a very, very different set of lines from these drivers as this race goes on.
Yeah, this track has progressive banking, so that bottom lane of the track is a lot flatter than like the 2nd lane on up. So you're going to see a lot of drivers not attempt to run that bottom, it's going to be very hard to try to make any passes down there unless if you're side by side entering the corner.
Yeah, really what you're going to see, we'll show you from this angle right here. A lot of these guys are going to be coming in this lane right here, kind of ripping that seam right there where the pavement changes colors, if not maybe a little bit lower down here on this line. But what you're not going to see a lot of, you're not going to see a lot of guys kind of venture to this bottom lane right here, trying to run that bottom. The most they might try to do is they might try to slide up the track in the middle of the corner making a pass, but you're not going to see a lot of guys take that risk on the bottom lane tonight. It's going to be made on the top lane or in the middle lane of the track. That's where you're going to see your passes made. That's where you're going to see your moves for the race win be made as this race goes on. But right now, still got a couple minutes left in practice, about 2 minutes left in practice here tonight. And right now, it's still Ethan Fonseca Moreno, Jonathan Parker, Blaze McKinney, Sartaj Mann, and Luke Knupp. That is the top 5 as they run right now. And looking at some other drivers here, there's Dalton Kilroe pulling into his pit stall here. On pit road, maybe practicing some pit stops, some green flag condition pit stops, I should say, for that 41. Of course, your defending series champion, scoring a race win earlier this year at Las Vegas. He currently sits second in points, just 6 behind our current points leader, Michael Thorpe Jr. Well, Josh, with about a minute and a half to go in practice, who do you have your eyes on based on what we've seen thus far?
Tell you what, he had a rough start to the race last week after starting on the pole and really not getting going. But I think EFM, Ethan Fonseca Moreno, he's going to be the man to watch. And I think he gets it done tonight. I think finally gets that win.
All right, calling it out for Ethan Fonseca Moreno to get the win here tonight. We'll see how that pans out for the driver of the 43. And now something else that I neglected to mention too, earlier today, before this race, that new series that's being run here, being kind of tested out, the Jawb Racing League Next Showcase. They are driving the new Gen 4 cars in a couple races throughout the season. Just kind of like some fun races, have some fun in racing. And that's what they are currently doing right now. So as of right now, this is race number 2. They will not race again all the way until Dover. That being on April 18th. But these races are not broadcast. They're not anything. They're just having some fun. And on top of that, it looks like they've also added a late model series to start running. It looks like this Sunday. But right now, we're looking more importantly to tonight. New Hampshire was run. Brian Dees was able to score the win, leading 25 laps. Justin Burnham finishing second. Jason Powell was third. Noah Mary was fourth. Only Caden Atkins fifth. So only 5 drivers really made an appearance here for that race tonight. So we'll see if maybe Brian Dees can back up his win that he got this weekend. Here already a winner here tonight. So we'll see if he can back that up in this race. But right now, qualifying is underway. Already on track right now. As usual, Zach Probst, one of the first guys out there to get some qualifying on this track. So Zach Probst begins his first timed lap. He is the first car out. Looks like Dalton Kilroe also is on track. He has started his first timed lap as well. You can kind of see it here with Zach Probst's line that he runs. He runs that second lane up, not on the bottom, but a lane above it. As he heads down into 3 and 4, you'll see you can kind of tell with the lines on the track, those dotted white lines, you can see what lanes they're running pretty easy. You got your first lane, you got second lane, so on and so forth. So right now, though, Zach Probst is going to put down a 31.038, puts him top of the board for now. Dalton Kilroe will cross the line with a 30.974 to put him on top. Christian Pacheco looks like Gabe Cazola, Brian Dees on their laps now. Sartaj Man going to complete his first time lap, it looks like, and that's going to put him fourth, the 31.057. Kate Ackey's the top of the board with a 39.14. Oh, and Probst is going to slide on his second lap, coming to the start-finish line. He's not going to get a second one put down, and he'll have to retire there. Meanwhile, Dalton Kilroe goes to the top of the board with the 38.77. So he goes fastest on track right now. Now looking back for Brian Dees. Of course, we mentioned he is your Slide Job Next Generation race winner from earlier tonight in the ARCA/Gen 4 car. So we'll see what he can do for this second lap, see if he can improve and go from 6th to maybe trying to go for the pole. Josh, who are you looking at right now?
Well, I just got into the sim, so not a whole lot of anybody at the moment.
Brian Dees is able to improve his time to a 31.158. Only good to put him 8th fastest. Meanwhile, we'll catch up with our current points leader, Michael Thorpe Jr. Puts it in 4th with a 39.72. We'll head back here to Ethan Fonseca Moreno, who puts down his first lap as the 5th fastest lap of 39.72. Actually identical to Michael Thorpe Jr. Mark Frimpong goes 3rd fastest on his second lap. Then Christian Pacheco now goes to the pole. And you see Moreno gets the wall, got loose off of turn 2, smacks the wall. That's going to invalidate his lap time. But he's going to go for the completion of the lap anyways. So right now, 8th fastest Dylan Parker is up to 6th as well. So Moreno will set a second lap. It will not be valid, but then again, up at the top of the boards, the 87 of Blaze McKinney, last week's winner. Now your fastest car in qualifying. Looking back here, Noah Mayuri in the 8. Looks to begin his qualifying. This will be his first timed lap, a 39.07. Got to put him all the way up to 6th fastest. We'll see if he can improve that time in his second lap.
So I've been just now watching Jonathan Parker, and I noticed on his first lap he was going slow. Not really wanting to put a lot of heat in those tires. I'm looking right now. Track temp is 104 degrees. So it is pretty hot out there. So Parker, he turned on the afterburners. Coming off turn 4 for his second lap. Looks like he got a little bit squirrely. Almost clipped the wall coming off turn 2. He's now going to get off turn 4. Head towards start-finish line. And it is going to be P17 for Jonathan Parker.
A little bit further back starting position for that 48 machine. And it looks like right now, maybe Michael Walls out there looking to start a lap time. Instead, he's going to park at the start-finish line. But the thing is, with everybody else that's currently sitting on the grid, Dane Cruz, Michael Walls, and Blaine Sparling, there is not enough time left for them to get a qualifying lap. So that is going to do it for qualifying for tonight's race. And so with that, we've got your starting lineup presented by JCTV. Starting on the pole for tonight's race, the 87 of Blaze McKinney, looking to back up the win last week at Kansas. To his outside is going to be the 88 of Christian Pacheco. In row number 2, defending series champion Dalton Kilroe takes on the hottest driver of the season, Sartaj Man. 3 wins already, going for number 4 here tonight. Mark Frimpong and Noah Mary make up row number 3. Then it's Caden Ackey's and Dylan Parker, a couple teammates there in row 4. And rounding out your top 10 right now is current points leader Michael Thorpe Jr. and Ethan Fonseca Moreno.
Starting in 11th is going to be Zach Probst with Glenn Thundren Jr. to his outside. Zach Amon will start in 13th with Justin Johnson in 14th. Brian Dees will take the 15th position with Jared Wilson to his outside in 16th. Jonathan Parker will start 17th with Gabe Gazzola to his outside in 18th. Luke Nupp starts 19th. And Dane Cruz rounds out the top 20.
And running out the rest of your field in 21st is Blaine Sparling. Michael Walls will start 22nd. Doug Denise is scored to start 23rd, with Zachary Wareham starting to his outside back in row number, I believe that is row number 7. Or no. That is row number 12, excuse me. Anthony Marshall, Justin Burnham make up the rest of your field. Those are the final 2 drivers. 26 in total, ready to do battle here tonight at New Hampshire. So, Josh, with our grid all but set, who are you currently looking at as your pick to win tonight's race?
I'm going to stick with Ethan Fonseca Moreno. I really think he's going to be the guy to watch tonight and take the checkered flag.
So you're going to go with the 43 getting his first win of the season, his first win of his career here in the Jawb Racing League. I'm going to go with somebody that I think is going to have some fighting to do to get up to the front, and is going to have to do some battles here, but I think he's got a shot to get it done. I'm taking that number 48 of Jonathan Parker. I think that 48 starting out back is not going to do anything to change the end results. I think he will come away with this one out on top here today. As mentioned earlier, Sartaj Mann, one of the hottest drivers of the season. Excuse me. The only driver to score more than 1 win on the season. He's got 3 of them coming at Daytona. Then he was able to score it at Coda. And I'm blanking on when the other win was, but it will come to me in just a second. It was Bristol. So the field coming through 3 and 4. Blaze McKinney was able to win last week. He's going to start from the pole here with Christian Pacheco to his outside. Into the restart zone they go. The green flag is going to fly, and we are racing in the Magic Mile.
Dalton Kilroe put pressure on Christian Pacheco, but Pacheco.
Ooh, it looked like somebody might have slid in the background there. I see somebody dropping like crazy. Luke Knupp is off in the grass down here by the road course area. Just like that, 1 lap in, we've already got a driver having issues. We saw it in qualifying. We're going to see it maybe here in a couple laps of this race where everybody is just wicked loose. Didn't mean to cut you off there, Josh, but I saw somebody go for a spin in the back.
That's all right. Right now I see almost 3 wide there. 34. Michael Thorpe Jr. He almost took a 3 wide with Caden Atkins and Mark Frimpong. Frimpong, he is not in the position he wants to be. Dropped a couple of positions from the start.
Ethan Fonseca Moreno working that outside lane to pass the 51 of Zach Amon and the 3 of Dylan Parker as he continues to try to work his way up. He's currently in the 10th position. He's got Dylan Parker, though, peeking to his inside. Can't quite make the move, so put Moreno still up in the 10th spot. And Parker back at 11. Another car spinning back in the back. It's Jared Wilson in the 83. He's going to go for a slide now. That one wasn't as lucky. It looks like he might have gotten the inside wall, so he's going to have to try to fire it back up and get it straightened back out.
Yeah, that is quite a bit of damage he has on the front of his 83 machine from that hit to the inside wall.
Wouldn't be shocked if the 83 winds up heading down pit road this next go around. But right now, Blaze McKinney, he's not comfortably leading because right now, Christian Pacheco is still on his back bumper, ready to do battle for this race lead.
I'll tell you what, we were talking about lines that they were going to be running. See, Christian Pacheco was actually in that 3rd lane, a lane higher than Blaze McKinney. And Pacheco is trying to get a run off the corner.
He was trying to get a run off the corner off of 4. He tried to take the run. McKinney blocked him. Now he's thinking about it again, trying to get to the inside. Couldn't get the run there. So McKinney able to hold him off for now. But you see now, he's not the only one taking that 3rd lane. McKinney pulls up, but also, too, Dalton Kilroe is taking that 3rd lane as well. And I see someone dropping back as well. Noah Miuri way up out of the groove right there. Dropping out of the top 10 spot right about there, all the way back to 16th now. That 8 machine is struggling early here, Josh.
Yeah, indeed. No, Mary.
Thorpe out of line there. I saw him go all the way to the bottom, and he's able to make the pass on Caden Atkins for the 5th spot. This 34 is on a mission.
Already up a few positions from where he started. Michael Thorpe Jr.
Didn't take him long to start rolling through the field, did it, Josh?
It did not. Something I'm noticing is he is good at shorter tracks with this style of car. But we have a battle for the race lead. It's Pacheco's underneath Blaze McKinney.
Little bobble out of the 88 and the 87 both, but again, Pacheco's going to have to concede to McKinney as he'll continue to maintain the race lead, but that 88 is not going away anytime soon. But you also see now it's starting to kind of tighten back up this lead pack, and you see Pacheco going to slide out of turn 2. Kilroe might have got the wall right behind him. What an impressive save by Pacheco to not wipe himself out of it. He was all about sideways there on the exit of 2.
Yeah, that was an incredible job not to spin his car out there, but oh, there's not a whole lot of room for error there. Those two drivers, Kinney, Pacheco, they were practically leaning on each other there entering turn 1.
Pacheco wants this race lead bad. He is pushing with everything he's got like it's the last lap right now, fighting for this lead.
I think ultimately he's just going to hurt his tires in a long run. If he ends up getting past McKinney, I think, eventually McKinney's going to be able to get right back past Pacheco. But Pacheco, he's got a battle with Kilroe now. Kilroe looking to take P2 away.
Defending series champion driver Michael Falk Racing Designs. The number 41 machine. Battling to the inside of Christian Pacheco now for second. And Blaze McKinney starting to pull away just a little bit now as these two continue side by side, just right behind him. And then they're in fourth. Sartaj Mann still sitting comfortable for now, but he's got Michael Thorpe Jr. right on his back bumper now, looking to see if he can try to make a move and go for this fourth spot. Right there on and pretty much leaning on him at this point on that back bumper.
Dalton Kilroe has been able to clear Christian Pacheco, so put Kilroe into the second position comfortably as Pacheco looking to rebound and get that second position back.
With further back, two drivers making moves for positions. Michael Thorpe Jr. going to the inside of Sartaj Mann, going to try to slide up in front of him just about. And Caden Ackey's now going to follow along with him. Also a little bit further back, Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Oh, Pacheco knocks down the wall. Huge hit for the 88. He pulls it off by the road course. He's able to get it straightened back out. Now all the way back to 8th and continuing to drop spots. This 88's in trouble, Josh.
Yeah, that is not at all what he needed to see, and he's about to lose another one as Ethan Fonseca Moreno is right there.
See where the right rear of the bumper there is all crumpled up. He took a really big shot, and I guarantee that's affecting the handle of that car. He had his check up there, and that has allowed Dylan Parker to get by Ethan Fonseca Moreno as well for the 9th spot. So they're going to want to make quick work of this 88, who's currently kind of hobbling around at this point with that damage. A massive hit to the outside wall there on the exit of turn 2. But right now up front, Blaze McKinney currently holds about a half a second lead over second place Dalton Kilroe, who's sitting comfortably over now third place Michael Thorpe Jr.
Tell you, Dawson, I am still watching this Ethan Fonseca Moreno, Chris Pacheco, Dylan Parker, and throw in Justin Johnson in there as well. Moreno struggling to get past Pacheco, and Dylan Parker, he is all over that number 43 of Moreno. Just not allowing him to do anything. And sliding. Oh, that was tight.
Oh my goodness. Not only was that tight, that was impressive to see Dylan Parker pull that one off. How on earth did he make that stick?
I'll tell you what, Moreno, he was generous there. It's still early, 15 laps into this race. This was late in the race. Moreno, he probably would have not been so generous there for Dylan Parker.
Going back to look at that replay here. This was coming down to the front stretch. Dylan Parker making an impressive pass for this position here. Slides it up in front of him, puts it right where he needs it to be, and takes off. An impressive pass for Dylan Parker to get that 9th spot. Now going to work on Christian Pacheco here for 8th. But also up front here, Sartaj Man's going to drop another spot to Caden Atkins. So now back to 5th for the 49 car. So, ooh, in the background, 3 cars in the wall. It looked like Pacheco, Parker, and Moreno all knocked down the wall. Now Moreno's got damage. As Pacheco and Parker battle for that 7th spot, 8th spot, excuse me. Looking back, yeah, Moreno and Justin Johnson damage from that incident. Parker and Pacheco side by side. This is for the 8th spot. And you can see the traffic jam it's causing back behind them. They have lost maybe about 2 seconds to the cars up ahead of them. And now finally Dylan Parker makes the pass for 8th. Moreno and Justin Johnson battling for 10th.
Moreno has just been stuck in that outside line. Really cannot find a way to get down to the inside where the preferred groove is. Right now, Justin Johnson really forcing Moreno up out of that concrete area of the track.
Johnson had to get out of it there, almost lost it. You see back there, Dane Cruz made a time-bomb move to pass Glenn Bunder Jr. to the 66. He was able to get by him, though. But you see here still a battle going on. Johnson and Moreno still fighting for this position. This is for 10th. But up ahead, up near the front of the field, what I'm starting to see, got a battle for the lead starting to brew. Dalton Kilroe is closing in on Blaze McKinney. Michael Thorpe and Caden Atkins also reeling them in as well.
Yeah, it's not going to be long. We're really going to have a battle for the race lead. As Kilroe just a couple of car lengths back off of Blaze McKinney.
McKinney, that 87, promoting the Mockingbird and the Crow, the album made by Hardy. Currently running up front, of course, like I mentioned, won last week in Kansas. And it all came down, pretty much to pit strategy and, just getting off at the right time and making the right move. And McKinney had a very, very good pit stop and good timing, too. Able to get out in front and stay out in front. And was able to maintain and hold on to that race for the win. That is not what you're supposed to see. You're supposed to be seeing the racetrack right now. But he was able to hold off some of the best drivers in the league right now to score that win. Beating Dylan Parker and Jonathan Parker, holding off the 2 Parkers to get that race win. And he's looking to do some more here today.
Oh, contact! There, 88, the 33, they make contact.
Pacheco! And that will bring out the first caution of the race. He's going to fire it back up and get it spun around. And for the first time tonight, we are under a yellow flag on lap 23. We're going to go back and see what happened here. This is battling for that 10th spot between Johnson and Pacheco. You see Moreno finally got around the 88. Then the 33 makes this move to the inside. Oh, clips him, a little bit of contact. You see Amon gets into him as well. And then right there, the 33 overcorrects it, just finishes off the 88, spins him all the way around, and brings out the first caution of the day. So just 23 laps in, you're going to see a lot of these guys immediately make that hard left turn down pit road, Josh.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see drivers coming in. And I expect we're going to see 4 tires and fuel on a lot of these machines.
Is McKinney having the benefit of that first stall compared to the rest of the field? So he gets his tires. Yeah, everybody's taking 4 tires. Nobody's going to gamble on 2 yet. There's Pacheco pulling in, but right there, Blaze McKinney first off pit road, then it's Dalton Kilroe. Sartaj Mann beats Caden Atkins, Michael Thorpe Jr., Mark Frimpong, Zach Probst, then it's going to be Brian Dees and Michael Walls. And then Noah Mary comes out 10th. Runs your top 10 pulling off pit road. But something I want to notice too, something I noticed when they were pulling off pit road, the 17 of Brian Dees and the 9 of Michael Walls both got some damage on the front of their cars from that big stack up. So very likely could play a factor as this race goes on. You know, we're only about to hit lap 25 of 150 laps. You know, only a sixth of the way through this race. Shout out to the math fans. But you know, we're really looking at a bit of a lengthy run that they've got to make, and if they've got front-end damage, that could come back and bite them later.
Yeah, this track isn't so much about aero as other tracks that are big speedways, but you still don't want to have damage, and I don't know, it could be costly if you're trying to battle for a win later on in the race.
We'll see how things shake out here as we get ready to go back green. Blaze McKinney, Dalton Kilroe, Sartaj Mann, Caden Atkins, and Michael Thorpe Jr. make up your top 5 as they make their way through 3 and 4. The pace car is about to make that hard left turn to head back down to the safety of pit road. And when it does, it leaves the field in the hands of Blaze McKinney. To the Geico restart zone they go. The green flag is going to fly. We are back underway here in New Hampshire. McKinney gets a good jump. Kilroe right there with him. Atkins able to get up to the 3rd spot. Sartaj Mann back to 4th. And someone I didn't see get a good jump, though, is Michael Thorpe Jr., who dropped back there, now battling with Mark Frimpong.
Oh, wow. Noah Mayuri, he is using a lot of the track get through 3 and 4.
But it's worked there. He's able to stay up in that battle for that top 10 spot right behind Brian Dees in the 17. Now to the outside as Zach Probst he goes. You see Dees wiggles a little bit there. Able to maintain it, keep it straight. Underneath him there is Michael Thorpe Jr. in the 34. Lost a couple spots on that restart, looking to rebound quickly if he can. But Brian Dees got a little loose off of turn 2, able to maintain it up front. Battle for the lead. Dalton Kilroe's gotten to the inside of Blaze McKinney. He's going to be right there on him. They just about made contact. But McKinney's going to get the run off the corner if he can keep it straight. Indeed, he does. Kilroe's still there, side by side, battling for the lead.
McKinney did get sideways there on exit, too. That was impressive. Still keep the run going off turn 2. But Kilroe, he has it right now just by a nose.
At the line that time, Dalton Kilroe led that lap, but he's going to have to battle hard to make sure he doesn't lose this lead. Blaze McKinney still fighting on the outside lane. Dalton Kilroe right there. They're still side by side. McKinney out front right now by just a nose.
And looks like Kilroe will clear McKinney.
Indeed he does. Kilroe pulls up. Doesn't allow Blaze McKinney to get back to that outside lane. Now McKinney going to go to the inside. See if he can't make it work. But no, he'll fall back in line. It's a new race leader. Dalton Kilroe takes over the top spot. Looking a little further back, Michael Thorpe Jr. back to 8th right now, continuing to lose spots in that number 34 machine, just not able to get a good restart, and that's dropped him a little bit further back. But look who's knocking on the door for a top 10 right now. It's the 48 of Jonathan Parker, and he doors the 9 of Michael Walls. Contact with the 9. Sent Michael Walls at the racetrack. He's now going to make a move to the inside, and Noah Mayuri, who Parker is able to clear for the 9th spot. Contact entering the corner there between the 48 and the 9. Parker's able to take advantage and be off for the better. But right now, Dalton Kilroe, your race leader. Blaze McKinney is now second. Caden Atkins right there is in third. He is currently just kind of biding his time. He's lurking in the background. He's waiting to see if he can try to make a move if one of these two make a mistake.
Caden Atkins is holding on pretty strong. He started 7th, worked his way up to P3, and he's wanting some more.
Running a very steady line there. That third lane, he is able to run it and make a very good run on the exit of the corners. Up back in the background, though, I see a battle for positions heating up. Michael Thorpe Jr. right there to the outside of Zach Probst trying to make it stick. There is Brian Dees running way up the track right now. That's going to put them in a near 3-wide position. They're going to be able to clear it. Probst is still side by side with Dees, though, for this 6th position.
Dees runs a little bit of a higher line. That's going to affect him here on exit. Oh, we're going to be 3 wide as Thorpe goes to the bottom.
Thorpe going to send it in. Someone's going to have to give it up, and look who's rolling up as well. Jonathan Parker, excuse me, in the 48's going to make his way up here. Dylan Parker's a little bit further back in the background, just made a move on Doug Denise, excuse me. But Jonathan Parker is up here in the battle. There's too many Parkers for me to keep track of. But Probst and Dees continue to battle for 6th. Jonathan Parker now is in the picture. He gets by Michael Thorpe, who continues to free fall, now back to 9th.
Something's got to give. These guys are just nose to tail. Several cars deep, while Probst and Dees continue to run side by side.
Parker's thinking about it. The other Parker's going for it all the way. He got all the way down to the apron to make a move on the 9 of Michael Walls. And he's going to try to do it. Walls is going to run wide, and Parker's going to take the spot and move Dylan Parker to 11th. Now battling for a top 10 spot again with Noah Mayuri up ahead, though. Zach Probst looking to clear. Jonathan Parker all the way on the bottom. Dylan Parker going to slide up in front of Noah Mayuri. Probst is going to pass Dees, as is Jonathan Parker. Michael Thorpe Jr. is lurking, and Dylan Parker's in the back as well.
I saw where Dylan Parker got back on the apron to just absolutely slide. And I mean slide in front of Noah Mayuri.
He's going to try it again, using the apron to see if he can just slide in front of anybody he's battling with. That 3 is making some aggressive moves on lap 37. But you see ahead, Jonathan Parker battling Zach Probst, able to get it. He's out here. Oh, wrecking in the background. Doug Denise into the inside wall. The 40 car nosing into the inside wall, but no caution. Anthony Marshall tries to block. Christian Pacheco slides it, trying to get on the brakes, able to keep it straight, and just like that, no caution for the incident on the front straightaway. Take a look back at what happened. Contact with Glenn Bundard Jr. and sends the 40 into the inside wall. But no caution coming from that one. So we head back up front here. Thorpe has made his way back to 8th. Right now, Dylan Parker battling Brian Dees for what would be the 9th spot. And things have started to calm a little bit more down. You see Parker's going to send it in and just slide up in front of Dees if he can. Dees going to go for the crossover here to the inside of the 3.
Dylan Parker, we've seen time and time again where he drives aggressively. That I don't think is any different than what he's doing tonight.
He drives aggressively, but he gets results. He is a former series champion for a reason. So it's no shocker that this 3 is going to send it in and do anything he can to get as many spots as he can. So we're seeing that happen here as he currently is 9th, going to try to look for 8th or maybe even 7th on Thorpe and Probst that are just up ahead of him. Meanwhile, battle for 2nd. Oops, sorry, go ahead, Josh.
I was just going to say, I really enjoy watching Dylan Parker race and seeing what he can do.
Battle for second heating up. Caden Atkins is caught up to Blaze McKinney, and he's trying to do that same kind of line that we were seeing Dylan Parker try in the background there. Running them way high up in 1 and 3, and then cutting it back low through 2 and 4 to make the position. So you see Dylan Parker has just taken 2 spots for the price of 1 for right now. Going to try to slide up in front of Probst. Maybe a little bit of contact. They're able to keep it off each other. But Parker now takes over to the 7th position. Thorpe to the inside. Probst thought about sticking the nose in there. Parker is putting on a show here.
Meanwhile, back up front, Caden Atkins, he struggled to get off turn 2, and that allowed Sartaj Man, Mark Frimpong, and now Jonathan Parker to get right there. So Atkins falling back after just being in second place. There's going to be a little bit of contact between Jonathan Parker and Caden Atkins off the 2.
Able to keep from making contact. Atkins slips to 5th, now in the grasp of Jonathan and Dylan Parker. As the 2 unrelated drivers run in 6th and 7th right now. Caden Atkins up there is currently 5th. So Jonathan Parker, like I mentioned it, it doesn't matter where he starts, all about where he finishes. He's knocking on the door for a top 5 right now.
Yeah, he is. He is a very impressive, incredible driver to watch. And always, as they say, the cream rises to the top. He always finds a way to rise up to the top.
So Dylan Parker trying to work the outside lane. Jonathan Parker staying stagnant on that second line. Trying to make it work as he works his way up to Caden Atkins. He's a little loose off the corner. He's going to open the door. Here comes Dylan Parker. And he's going to send it into turn 3. And he'll try to slide up. Indeed, he will. So he'll take the 6th spot. So the Parkers swap spots. They continue to run 6th and 7th. Our ticker doesn't have to change on that front. It just has to change the numbers for them now. But now Dylan Parker up to 6th. Looking to do battle with that Peak Performance Industries teammate of Caden Atkins. But up front, it's Dalton Kilroe leading the way here. As we are on lap 47 here tonight. Dalton Kilroe, Blaze McKinney, Sartaj Man, Mark Frimpong, and Caden Atkins. That is your top 5. We're taking on a quick side-by-side break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Michael Falk Racing Design Slide Jawb Racing League, only on JCTV.
Hey man, you cut me off back there. What you gonna do about it? Oh man. Can you feel it? The taste of Coca-Cola. Well, the race all right, fine. Are we good? We're good.
Kyle Busch, welcome to Menards. What can I help you with today?
Well, I've got my shopping list right here. I need some green treated lumber. I need a brown Mastercraft door. I need red Clearview cabinets and some blue Dutch Boy paint.
Those are M&Ms.
And?
At Menards, we carry the world's best selection of home improvement products to help you complete your next project.
You've got more of these, right?
It's all gonna fit in your car?
I got a trunk.
Save big money at Menards. Man, we're door to door. I have the better car, fresher tires. I drove it in deep, and you missed it. I know you wanted to watch it, but you got throttled by your data plan, and it slowed you down. You hit your data limit streaming all that techno music, didn't you? I mean, really? Man, you've got some questionable taste in music.
Switch to Sprint, the only network with truly unlimited data.
Denny and Harrison, welcome to the OfferPad family.
Thanks. Yeah, we're excited. You guys ready? You know we're ready.
You know, at OfferPad, we're fast too. All online, cash offer in 24 hours. But we also like to make sure that each home selling experience feels special, easy, and different. You guys look awesome!
OfferPad really is different.
Yeah, awesome different.
Home selling with OfferPad is awesome different. Request your free cash offer today at OfferPad.com.
So what you got in that loader, Tony?
Just did my mail run, Chase. 3,100 pounds of letters from the best fans on earth.
You have this many fans?
Yes.
You sure some of this isn't hate mail?
Nope. All fan mail.
This one's about weight loss.
That's not mine.
It has your name on it.
I'm a popular guy.
It says VIP membership renewal.
Not cool to read other people's mail, kid.
This isn't fan mail.
Mahindra, the official tractor of Tough and Stewart Haas Racing.
Ooh. Call Logano. Hey, Joey, you can save money if you fill up at Shell if you use Advanced Auto Parts Speed Perks.
Dude, I'm way ahead of you.
You saved at the pump?
Yeah, I saved at the pump.
The pump?
The pump.
He saved at the pump!
Woo! Now you can save at the pump when you shop at Advance Auto Parts. Learn more at advanceautoparts.com/gas rewards.
Now, it's my turn.
Don't be conventional.
Kevin Harvick?
Be exceptional. Upgrade to Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil. It helps your engine last over 250,000 miles.
Wow. What's he doing?
Raving.
He's exceptional.
So is Mobil 1. Yes.
Is this good?
I do not know.
Get 250,000 miles of protection. Upgrade to Mobil 1.
Fly the blimp, too much hot air. Race announcer, same thing there. Wouldn't get a word in with you know who. Just get down on the track and do what you do. Slide down in my seat, pull the belts tight. Get up on the wheel and let the dust fly. Napa know how. Napa know how.
Just over a third of the way through tonight's race here at New Hampshire. Shout out to the math fans out there watching tonight's broadcast of the Michael Falk Racing Design Jawb Racing League New Hampshire 150. Dalton Kilroe continues to lead this race, which you can see up back in the background there. There is a battle brewing here for what is the 5th spot. Dylan Parker trying everything he can to make this move stick.
Yeah, just as we were coming back, Michael Thorpe Jr. was trying to make a move on Parker. So Parker not only playing offense, also having to play defense here.
And speaking of one Parker, the other Parker in the background there, Jonathan Parker, slips back to 8th, struggling here as he continues to just battle with grip on the exit of the corners. That 48 is wicked loose on the exit of turn 2 there. But right now, Michael Thorpe Jr. trying to set the power down and get by this 3 of Dylan Parker.
Dylan Parker, he is just doing everything he can to make moves happen. Yeah, he's just driving it in and sliding through the corners. I'm really impressed with his run tonight. I would have thought that his tires would be shot right now, but he's doing a great job. Currently 6th place and still battling for more.
Something I notice here, the fastest laps on track right now are coming from back here. These guys right here, Caden Atkins and Dylan Parker, running some of the fastest laps on track right now. Someone else running the fastest lap on track right now, or at least one of the fastest laps. Blaze McKinney in 2nd. He is faster than our race leader, Dalton Kilroe, right now. Zartaj Mann faster as well, so there's some speed being found by some of these guys as Kilroe approaches what is, I believe, the 74 of Justin Burnham, some lap traffic for our race leader, but just about a half a second gap here between himself and McKinney. That's starting to fade away fast.
Dylan Parker's got underneath Caden Atkins. Oh, Atkins loose on exit. That's going to open up the door on the outside for Dylan Parker here. Atkins sliding up the track.
Not giving his teammate any room. Parker going to have to try to set up the run on the front straightaway. Indeed, he does. Going to peek into the inside. Now, side by side in the front, just about they go. Parker's going to send it way in there, all the way to the apron. Trying to slide up in front. Can't quite clear fully, but he's now just out ahead of the two as they come off of turn 2. A little bit of contact. Might have gotten in the wall there. Parker and Atkins going at it like this is for the win.
Dylan Parker using the apron once again, sliding up in front of Atkins. He almost got into the Mark Frimpong just ahead.
Now you can see though, if you're able to tell, you can see where that makes an issue. As we have a battle for the lead going on now, but that run that Parker was able to get through the corner, he has to give all of that back up on the straightaways. So you can make those moves, you can make those attempts, those passes only so many times before you run out of the ability to do so. And you have to give up all your time on the front straightaway. Now you can see here, battle for the lead heating up. Blaze McKinney is all over the back bumper of the 41 of Dalton Kilroe.
Yeah, McKinney looking a little bit of a higher line on entry, going to take a lower line on exit. I think that's where he's really found some speed, is to cut the exit, try to get the run off the corner by getting on the gas sooner using that lower line.
Longest green flag run we've had tonight, 38, coming up on 39 laps now. For our race leaders, you see Burnham knocks out the wall. McKinney tried to go to the high side, couldn't quite do it. Kilroe shut the door. They are going to be side by side, McKinney and Burnham. Maybe a little bit of contact. Now McKinney's going to send it to the inside of Kilroe, trying to go to the bottom lane for the race lead.
I think Sartaj Man's eyes just got wide there, seeing the leaders right in front of him battle hard like that. And it's only going to continue to be hard battling as these two still right there, nose to tail.
Top 7 on a breakaway right there. Kilroe all the way back to Thorpe. Then a bit of a distance between himself and Parker. Then about another 2 seconds back, you'll find Zach Amon, who's currently leading the second group of cars, I should say, currently scored in 9th. Right behind him is Dane Cruz and Luke Knupp, 2 more of the Red Sim Design drivers. Then you see Zach Probst right there, Brian Dees, Glenn Butner Jr., Noah Mayuri. That is your top 15. Michael Walls, Blaine Sparling, Justin Johnson, Jared Wilson, Anthony Marshall, and then Christian Pacheco, the last car scored on the lead lap. Ethan Fonseca Moreno is currently 3 laps down. Justin Burnham is 4 down. Then Gabe Cazzola and Doug Denise out of the race right now. So that is where the field stacks up for the 25 cars that made the attempt to run this race. But you can see here, it's still intense to this battle for the lead. McKinney is still right there all over Kilroe's back bumper.
Yeah, meanwhile, in the background, Dylan Parker was able to get around Mark Frimpong. So Dylan Parker in the 4th position. He's hoping these 2 leaders continue to battle so that it slows them down and Parker can get up there. But he's still going to have to get through Sartaj Man first.
And don't forget, the Sartaj Man's one thing. There's also a lapper right there. Justin Burnham, 23rd right now. But he is in between right now, McKinney and Mann. He's kind of holding them up a little bit there, if you would say. I mean, he's really not gotten out of the way for these guys here. He got out of the way for the top 2, really. But after that, Mann, Parker, Frimpong, Atkins, and Thorpe have all been stuck behind this 74 car.
Yeah, he's been holding his own. Oh, a little bit of contact there.
Now, my feelings on this are kind of different. I mean, I get trying to race cars and trying to battle and everything. If you were 1 lap down, trying to see if you can stay up there and try to stay in contention for the lucky dog and everything. But this 74 car is 4 laps down. It serves him no purpose, no benefit to race these guys like you're battling for positions. So for Burnham's sake, it would have been better just to kind of let some of these guys go and just continue to run his race as is. But I'm not Justin Burnham. He races differently than I do. We may see things differently than each other. But I don't like this. This is not the kind of thing that I want to see from a lap car racing with lead lap cars.
Blaze McKinney trying to look to the outside, the right rear of Dalton Kilroe, then tries crossover on corner exit down the back straightaway. Not close enough to get side by side with Dalton Kilroe.
It looked like he thought about going to the inside on the entry that time. He couldn't quite get there, so he tucked back in line and went back to the outside lane. That's what McKinney's trying to do. He's trying to set up for a pass on the inside in the corner, and he is currently still working hard at it, having to run that outside lane, then cutting it back down to the inside if he can. You see, he's got a better launch to the bottom than does Kilroe. He's going to be side by side with him again for a second, but he can't get the runoff that he needs, and Kilroe's going to hold on to the spot right now.
McKinney all the way up in that fourth lane. He is trying anything he can to get that lead back.
He's still right there on Kilroe's back bumper, but now with Burnham being out of the way, I see Dylan Parker all the way on the apron, trying to make some ground up, it looks like, with him and Sartaj Mann, who's currently pulling a little bit away. But right now, it's starting to close into a three-car battle as McKinney goes to the inside for the race lead.
He's going to slide up in front of Kilroe. Kilroe going to try the crossover. He's not close enough to do so. Blaze McKinney takes over the race lead once again.
And what a move it was for the race lead going back. That is not what we wanted to see there. We wanted to go back to this right here. This is entering turn 3 right here. You see he gets to the inside, just sends it in there, and he's able to slide it up to that third lane right in front of Kilroe and kill all his momentum and maintain the race lead. He will now. As he starts to pull away, it looks like Kilroe actually pulling to pit road. So Dalton Kilroe pitting here after 49 laps since the field last pit. So we're going to see some other drivers coming in. There's Luke Knupp coming down in that number 05, as is Zach Probst in the 62. So we're going to see some pit stops here coming up shortly for our drivers in tonight's event. Of course, able to go green since the drop of the green flag about lap 26. Hope that quick math pleases all my math nerds out there. But right now, Blaze McKinney continuing to maintain the race lead, and it looks like Sartaj Mann, Mark Frimpong, and Kay Nacking's is going to head to pit road. There's Zach Amon as well coming down. There's Dane Cruz in the one pulling down as well, so pit stops underway. We're going to have to see when these drivers decide to pit, when they decide to cycle back out. You see Dalton Kilroe right there cycling off of pit road just behind the 87 of Blaze McKinney. Going to be scored a lap down in 18th right now. And he's going to send it to the inside of McKinney to get his lap back. So now it's just a game of chess at this point on when everybody else decides to pit, when they stay out. But right now, Kilroe battling to the inside of McKinney. He wanted to try to pin him a lap down if he could. Couldn't hold on any longer. There you see the 49 of Sartaj Mann pulling off a pit road. Josh, what are you looking at right now as we approach the halfway point?
I'm just watching pit stops to see if everybody gets in cleanly, anybody sliding through their box. And so far, based on drivers I've looked at, I've not seen any issues.
Right now, 52 laps since McKinney, Parker, Dees, Bundren, Mayuri, and Sparling have come up pit road. The top 7 staying out so far. First car out off pit road is Dalton Kilroe. He's got about a 2-second gap to what would be second place right now. Sartaj Mann, who's looking to make his move on race leader Blaze McKinney. He will unlap himself there with that move, but he finds himself 2 seconds back of second place, or who was second place at the pit cycle there, Dalton Kilroe. But I gotta say, I don't know if I like this, stretching this as long as you can. I don't know if this is going to work out in the favor of the 87.
You know, I've started to learn something by just watching Jonathan Parker throughout the other leagues that we commentate. and watching Parker. And Jonathan Parker will go a lot longer than other drivers and then come back to fight for a race win a lot of times if he's already been up front. So I've started to learn that even staying out a little bit longer than those that have come down pit road is not a bad idea. So Blaze McKinney, he might be still in a very good position here.
Oh, he's arcing it down to the bottom there. Went way, way high, then way, way down. There in that corner through 3 and 4. But still staying out. It's been 55 laps now, but it looks like Jonathan Parker is going to pull it down pit road finally. So then there were 5. Mayuri came down in pit a couple laps ago as well. So 5 drivers have yet to make their pit stop for this race. It's McKinney, Parker, Dees, Bundren, and Sparling. Your top 5 right now have yet to come down pit road against Earth. And now here comes Blaze McKinney, your race leader. Needs to get it woed up to not speed. Dylan Parker sliding in as well. So that leaves 3 right now. Brian Dees looks like he's going to stay out an extra lap. Looks like Glenn Bundren's going to pull it down. So Brian Dees electing to stay out an extra lap. Going to look and see if he can lead a lap here. And then after that, Blaine Sparling appears to have stayed out as well. Oh, in contact, Moreno going to spin. And that's going to bring out the caution.
That is huge.
And just like that, that shakes everything up in this race because we only had 2 cars that had yet to pit. And at that moment of caution, we had a couple cars still a lap down. Michael Walls, Justin Johnson, Noah Mayuri, Jared Wilson, Christian Pacheco, and Anthony Marshall are scored a lap down. Ethan Fonseca Morena, however, 3 laps down involved in that incident. We're going to see if we can take a look back and see what had happened. If we can see what happened with your JCTV replay. And already, you know, just what I can see, Josh. Oh, this is just part of the grounds for bad internet connection. But it looks like Michael Walls slides up and bumps him at first, but it sends him around and sends him sideways. And yeah, that's the same spot that we saw the 88 of Christian Pacheco go sideways in that brought out the caution.
Yeah, that was interesting contact there. Bring that caution out.
So with that, though, what that does, this is how this shakes things out. Dalton Kilroe will assume the race lead. Sartaj Mann is second. Kay Nackings is third. Mark Frimpong is going to pull off fourth. Michael Thorpe Jr. is currently scored in the 5th position. Then Zach Amon is 6th. Luke Nupp 7th. Dane Cruz 8th. Jonathan Parker to 9th. Zach Probst is 10th. And Blaze McKinney, who had just pit right before that caution came out, that's going to drop him back to 11th. Dylan Parker is well suffering. He's back in 12th. Glenn Bunner Jr. is 13th. And Brian Dees is 14th. And then ahead of them will be the wave around cars. They're going to have to get the wave around. Justin Johnson, Blaine Sparling, Michael Walls, Noah Mayuri, Jared Wilson, Christian Pacheco, and then Anthony Marshall, who's right ahead of race leader Dalton Kilroe there. They're going to take the wave around and get their laps back. So we've crossed over that halfway point, Josh, and something we saw the drivers able to go about maybe 55 laps. So at this point here, I mean, they're going to have to try to split this in half, you would think, to make it to the end. So one more pit stop is needed to get to the conclusion of this race.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see drivers cut it in half. Directly right in half. Some may come 5 laps sooner. Some may come 5 laps later. But I'm going to look for the majority of the field to really cut this in half, assuming it does stay green from here on out. The lights on the pace car are off. So, field going 2 by 2. A lot of wave rounds as well.
Yeah, about maybe 6 or 7.
Tell you what, the one thing I am going to be watching out for here is Blaze McKinney, who has 0 laps on his tires compared to drivers in front of him that have some hot laps on theirs. Where McKinney's going to stack up against these guys here in about 5 laps.
So when the pace car pulls off, it'll leave the field in the hands of Dalton Kilroe, Sartaj Mann, who's to his outside. Caden Atkins right there in third. Mark Frimpong is fourth, and Michael Thorpe Jr. back up to fifth. The green flag is back out. We're back underway here at New Hampshire.
Caden Atkins doing a great job rolling that bottom. Slide up just a little bit. But he's holding on to it.
Couldn't quite make it stick for second. Drops back down to fourth as Mark Frimpong gets by on the outside. You see there Zach Amon battling with the 34 of Michael Thorpe Jr., who's trying to make his way back through the field. The last restart, he dropped back. This time he's looking to do the opposite and charge forward. Currently, though, holding steady in fifth to the inside of Amon, making a little bit of contact maybe. And you see right behind him, here comes Jonathan Parker, the 48 as well. Oh, Atkins is so loose there on the exit of 2 ahead of this 34 car.
This is very close, tight racing. Driver's starting to feel the pressure. Jonathan Parker side by side with Michael Thorpe Jr. trying to take that position away.
Yeah, Parker looking to rebound after that incident earlier on. He was able to, he wasn't able to save his tires as well. He was really loose on the corners, and right there, he's going to get really loose again, right next to Thorpe and McKinney. And here comes the 87 now, trying to force a 3-wide contact with Thorpe. Thorpe gets up a little bit. He's going to run wide. Amon to his inside. Parker on the bottom. Here comes Dane Cruz trying to make it 3 wide. Tight, close racing. Everybody battling for any spot they can get here.
Tell you what, they were almost 4 wide there. Everybody's trying to capitalize on this. But they are still 3 wide. Oh, contact. Luke Knupp, he had to back out of that.
Dylan Parker looking to send it in on Blaze McKinney and Jonathan Parker. Blaze McKinney about to be in one of the worst positions you can be in the middle of a Parker sandwich. But right now, sitting in that 6th spot, Dylan Parker wrecking contact! Zach Amon, Michael Thorpe Jr. involved! Big one here! Blaine Sparling's in it! Jared Wilson piles in, Brian Dees is involved! And the caution will fly again. It looked like the 34 and the 51 made contact there heading into the front stretch. And that wound up taking them all out there as a massive accident piles up a good amount of cars that are about ready to go to the junkyard now. Take a look at your replay here for what set this wreck off. This is on the front straightaway. Thorpe trying to make moves. He goes to the inside of Bundren. Oh, and then contact with Amon. Probst, Sparling, Maori got a piece. Michael Walls, Burnham, Jared Wilson piling in at the end there. Just carnage all around there. We'll go on board with Michael Thorpe Jr. I can't tell. Does it weight shift and come back and hit Amon?
You know what I'm noticing there is I keep rewinding this and really looking from above, and I'm wondering if Amon realized that they were about to be 3 wide going into the corner, wanted nothing of it, backed off. I don't think Thorpe was expecting that, and I'm wondering if that's what caused it, was Zach Amon just being a little bit more conservative going into the corner.
Looking at the blimp camera here, I'm going to try to see if I can see what you're seeing. Oh, yeah, he definitely breaks, and then Dorp makes contact trying to get next to him there, trying to follow along behind, and then you just see everybody else pile up in there. Man, Amon got airtime there. That 51 left the ground. See Michael Walls, Blaine Sparling, Noah Mayuri was in it. Later on in that image there, Jared Wilson pops in. But right now, yeah, that shakes everything up because that takes out the 34 of Michael Thorpe Jr. A strong contender for this race win there. He showed his muscle early on that he was able to make moves through the field, but now he's going to have to resign himself all the way back to pit road.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate set of circumstances there, and it's not Thorpe's fault. It's not Amon's fault. It's just one of those deals where wrong place, wrong time, But tough break for everybody involved there.
So with that sets the field back up in this order. Dalton Kilroe is your race leader. Blaze McKinney to second. Dylan Parker third. Glenn Bunner Jr. fourth, because a little bit further back, Kay Nackings in fifth, and everybody else on back came down pit road. So Kay Nackings, Dane Cruz, Luke Knupp, Sartaj Mann, Jonathan Parker, Anthony Marshall, Justin Johnson, Micah Walls, all off pit road. So it looks like they're going to double file and get ready to go back green. Kilroe, the race leader, McKinney second. And Dylan Parker, he's made this race exciting. He's made some aggressive moves to get through the field. Now going to be restarting second, second row on the inside lane right behind race leader Dalton Kilroe. What is he thinking about doing here? To seeing about what he can make a move. Now, something else I want to point out, too, it's been 20 laps since Kilroe came down pit road, 13 since McKinney, Parker, and Bundren have pit last. So you got to wonder, they're going to have to pit again, as are, I believe, everybody behind them, but it's going to be close. It's going to be borderline if they can make it the rest of the way. So that might come into play. Can somebody stretch the fuel and make it to the end of this race without making another stop? Dalton Kilroe, Blaze McKinney, your front row to the Geico restart zone. The MFRD Slide Jawb Racing League New Hampshire 150 is back underway. Kilroe got a clear. McKinney to second. How about Glenn Bundren taking that third spot from Dylan Parker? But McKinney now back to the inside, trying to battle back for the race lead.
McKinney's got it.
He does. He gets it. McKinney back out front. Oh, in the wall. Dane Cruz. Sartaj Mann's involved. Cruz and Mann in the wall. Caution's going to come out again. And it looks like the battle, the quest for 4 wins is going to have to take a back seat and wait another week, as Sartaj Mann involved in that accident on the front straightaway with Dane Cruz. Going to take a look back with your JCTV replay there and see what happened to these two drivers. This is exit at turn 4 right here. Mann, it was almost in a 3-wide position. Looks like Cruz, Cruz hits the wall. Mann had nowhere to go. Looks like even Jonathan Parker got a piece of contact too.
Yeah, he did a little bit. Want to see.
So right there, you see the one kind of having to check up on the outside lane and just drives it in too hard, hits the wall. Parker gets in the back of Cruz, and then Sartaj Mann just nowhere to go, gets hooked by the one as he was in the wall. So Sartaj Mann going to be scored all the way back in 15th right now after that incident. But up front, Blaze McKinney, Glenn Bundren leading the way as Dalton Kilroe leads a bunch of the field down pit road. I wouldn't be shocked if a lot of these guys just come and top off on fuel here.
Looks like the winner off pit road, Dylan Parker. He came down for just fuel. Same thing for who is that? That is Luke Nupp.
Sartaj Mann still getting pit road service, 13th. Now back to 14th on the track as he's still working on getting some damage repaired. He'll pull off as the field comes down the front straightaway. 14th place right now for the 49. So it's already not looking like a good, another bad points day for Sartaj Mann. So right now, Blaze McKinney, Glenn Bunner Jr. did not pit that last time by. They did not pit this caution. They're 18 laps since they last came down pit road. Mark Frimpong has been out there for 5 laps. Same with Justin Johnson. Anthony Marshall, 7 laps since he came down pit road. Then Dylan Parker, Luke Nupp, Dalton Kilroe, Caden Atkins, Christian Pacheco, who's back in the mix in 10th now, Michael Walls, Jonathan Parker, Dane Cruz, Sartaj Mann, and Jared Wilson. That is your lead lap cars. And so we'll see who can stretch it to the end on fuel.
Looks like it's going to be 51 laps to go when we go back green. We've had a couple of quick cautions here. I'm wondering, they say cautions breed cautions, and so far that has been the case since we have seen our second caution of the race. I'm wondering if they're going to start to go back to a green flag run here, or, if the intensity is really on down to the last third of this race.
Yeah, no, we saw that there. We got the caution about 20 laps in. And then after that, we had a green flag run for almost 70 or so laps. All the way up until about maybe lap 94, we had another caution. We get a restart, and 2 laps later, another caution comes out. I think my math is adding up. Math fans, check it out in the comments and let me know if I'm doing this right. If not, you keyboard warriors will keep doing what you're doing. Pace car pulls down to safety on pit road, leaving the field in the hands of Blaze McKinney and Glenn Bunner Jr. Through the restart zone, they go. Green flag is back out. And again, McKinney with a great restart. Back out front for the race lead. And again, a caution. It's Jonathan Parker in the 48. That is not where you want to be on this racetrack. Going to look back. Oh, that's already in progress right there. It looks like he might have gotten some help after that restart. Oh, no, he just got in too hot behind Pacheco. And around he went. Here. Of course, your defending series champion for the In the Pits News Truck Series. Last season, you see there, Pacheco checked up a little bit, and Parker had to check up even harder to not run in the back of him. Ended up putting himself in the wall. So Johnny Boy Parker going to have to swallow his pride on that one there. But Blaze McKinney was able to hang on to the race lead. Glenn Bunner Jr. started to challenge on the inside, but couldn't quite get there before the yellow flew. It's like you said, Josh, cautions are going to be cautions.
I think this is only going to help for, some drivers just trying to stretch it on fuel.
Yeah, I feel like at this point here, with it being, 48 laps to go this next time by. Blaze McKinney, Glenn Bunner Jr. have been out for 22 laps. They're making their bed. They're going to have to lie in it. I mean, it's really a risk to try to pit here when everybody else who's been pitting under these other cautions, are pretty much, able to try to save enough fuel to make it to the end here. So we're going to see how this shakes up. But as of right now, I mean, you're not looking, we're not looking at a good spot, for the 87 to the 66. They're going to have to stay out and ride this out. They're going to need a couple more cautions too if they want to make it, I think. They're going to need at least maybe another 2 cautions before they can make it all the way on fuel.
I think the only thing that might really help them is if we do see a caution at about 20 or so laps. A lot of these drivers that have come down pit road have just taken fuel only, and so I would expect that they come down, put on another set of tires, and that might help McKinney and Bundren. But I'm not really sure.
It's going to be close, and that's the thing. I mean, there's no certainties. You see Dylan Parker taking the road course or the access road there on the apron. And here's the thing I'm going to say, the road course area, excuse me. I was going to say if that is faster, I think Dylan Parker would attempt to take it, as a racing line. He's used up all of that bottom lane of the track. Might as well try something else as well. But Dylan Parker having a little bit of fun here under caution. So should be getting 1 to green this time. Indeed we are. Blaine Sparling, Jonathan Parker going to wave around here ahead of the pace car. Parker going to stay on the lead lap. And the 59 of Blaine Sparling is going to stay only 9 laps down. He is in a battle for a position with the 51 of Zach Amon, if he can get by him. And then he's also got Justin Burnham, who is currently 8 laps down. So another lap between the two of them. So we'll see how things pan out when we get the restart. It will be 46 laps to go. Pace car goes back to safety, hopefully for a while, for the rest of the race even. Blaze McKinney, Glenn Bundren lead the field back to green. We'll see if they can keep it straight and clean this time. McKinney out to a good jump on Bundren, who's going to try to make a move if he can. You see Parker had to check up on the inside of Justin Johnson to not get into him. But they're still side by side for 4th. Spinning in the back, Pacheco's around again. Anthony Marshall's going to spin right in front of Justin Burnham. And you, again, under caution once more. That all started with the 88 of Christian Pacheco. As we take a look back here. Maybe a little bit of netcode with Anthony Marshall. And he hits the 4. And around goes Anthony Marshall. Having a good run today, but finally it gets to him. The bad luck strikes the 4 machine, and he is now going to be scored 15th after running the top 10 right there.
Yeah, he's been having himself a quiet night, just trying to capitalize on others' mistakes. It definitely is a tough break for that 4 machine, Anthony Marshall. Tell you what, though, there is nothing more frustrating as a race car driver than, getting going and then having all these cautions happen. Pretty much as soon as green flag drops, these drivers, they are wanting to get back into the rhythm of racing and see what they can do. You can't really pass if you're just pacing, unless if you come down pit road and win a race off pit road. But at this point, with the cautions happening the way they are, there's not even racing on pit road. It's just, follow the leader at this point. So these guys, they wanna get this race back green, try to go and compete for that race lead.
Yep, and since that caution came out with Ethan Fonseca, Moreno, Michael Walls, we have been unable to complete more than 2 laps of green flag racing. Shout out math fans once again on that one. As we approach the line this time, it will be lap 108 of 150. That's going to give us 43 laps to go. So we'll see. Blaze McKinney, though, he's knocking on the door of going back-to-back, being only the second driver this season to score multiple wins on the season.
I'll tell you, I've been really impressed with his run these last couple of weeks. He's been, all season, he's been doing a great job. But, last week I think was really the defining moment for him and the big momentum booster as well. And you see it here, winning the pole, leading so many laps. And right back in great position with 42 laps to go, 41 when they take the green flag.
Yeah, you say leading a lot of laps. I think we can cross that line and say he's led the most laps tonight. He has been out front for a good while tonight, and he is looking to finish it off and cap off a good run here tonight. Been able to keep it somewhat clean as well, not having many run-ins or anything with anybody, and he's been able to keep it on the straight and narrow. So we'll see what he can do here on another restart attempt. He's had some great restarts already. Can he do it again this time? And with all these cautions too, again, it should be enough to where those guys that have that are behind them from Frimpong on back, third on back, they should be good on fuel. For Bundren and McKinney, I think it's still going to be close. We'll have to see when we get there. Pace car pulls off. McKinney, Bundren, the front row through the Geico restart zone. We are back racing here in the New Hampshire 150. Frimpong with a great restart, side by side with Bundren for second. He is going to make the move stick.
Frimpong was not wanting to waste any time there.
Don't count this 53 out of it yet.
Oh, man, a little bit of contact. Oh, Dylan Parker. Contact with Justin Johnson.
Johnson blinking in and out is going to cause some issues for everybody that's stacked up behind him. Look at Dalton Kilroe making the move to the inside of Dylan Parker. Ooh, Kilroe sliding sideways. How did he hang on to that one? Atkins shot to the outside to get by him. Look at the run that Jonathan Parker's going to have now.
Everybody racing so aggressively.
Oh, around goes Jonathan Parker. Parker's around again. A caution comes out again. The 48 of Jonathan Parker around once more. No, those weren't victory donuts. Those were get me back rolling donuts to get it back straight on the front stretch. And another caution flies here tonight. We're going to take a look back at what happened as everybody, it's all about taking now. There's no more give. It's all take. And you can see right here, he gets a little loose off the corner. Maybe a little bit of contact with Luke Nutt before finally getting hit by Sartaj Mann. Of course, at 49, he didn't have anywhere to go. So it's not like he could have changed his line or done anything different. You can see up ahead on this onboard from the 49 there, Dalton Kilroe getting loose on that inside line. But right here you'll see it. I mean, Jonathan Parker just gets a little loose. Contact with I believe that was the 5 of Luke Nutt. He kind of gets into right there. And then, yep, man, just finishing off the 48. But with another caution, we're going to see some split decision making. Bunder into pit road. But Blaze McKinney faking out Frimpong for a second, but him and Frimpong both staying out. So we're going to see Glenn Bunder and Dylan Parker and Luke Knupp on pit road there. Decisions, and that's what we're going to see here. So we'll see how things shake out with this one. An interesting decision, to say the least, to do that. Looked like the free pass that time, I believe, went to Ethan Fonseca Moreno, who's going to find himself back on the lead lap. That 43 has been at it all race long, and right now he's going to be restarting 16th. But back on the lead lap now for Ethan Fonseca Moreno. A long, hard-fought battle to get back to this spot. So we'll see how things pan out for him. But up front, Blaze McKinney. The more cautions that come out, the more anxious you get, especially this late in the race with the amount of restarts you're going to have to take. So as this race continues on, I want to see, Josh, have you returned from your break?
I have.
There he is. Alrighty, so Josh, we saw a split strategy coming to pit road, some staying out. So we got some drivers that are for sure to the good, some drivers that are on the border but should be good, some drivers that have been able to save enough to be good. But then we have the curious case of Blaze McKinney. 35 laps, he has been out on track, but with all these cautions that have been coming out, so long as he's been saving under these cautions, he should be in a pretty good spot, because right now, crossing the start-finish line this time should put us at about 35 laps to go. So he's going to have to go double of what he's done so far, but a lot of it's been under caution. So is he going to have enough, do you think?
Yeah, I think he will. But my concern is tires at this point. Drivers that have come down and put a set of tires on. If we go green from here on out, I think McKinney is going to be at a disadvantage compared to others that have come down and got those 4 fresh Mr. Feelgoods on.
Well, we'll see how things shake up here with this one. Some of the drivers that pit took only fuel. Looks like maybe even Dylan Parker and Luke Knupp had a set of tires saved. So we'll see. McKinney, Frimpong now the front row. So the Geico restart zone. 34 laps to determine it here. Green flag back out here at New Hampshire. Battle is for third between Johnson and Atkins. Side by side, door contact! Johnson now heading down towards the infield road course section. Gonna recover, save it, blinks out, back in on the apron. A good recovery for Justin Johnson to keep it from being worse than it was already. Pacheco in the wall back in the background. And Justin Johnson's pulled it down pit road. Not sure if he got a black flag or if he's just pulling it down and parking it after that. But we shall see. McKinney, though, out front. Frimpong is second. Atkins the third. Dalton Kilroe has made his way back to fourth. And Sartaj Mann is back to fifth.
I think right here is where you're going to see tires start to play a factor with Kilroe up to fourth.
And how about Sartaj Mann recovering from that incident there with Jonathan Parker? Up now to fifth as he continues to try to fight through this field. seeing some more drivers make moves. I see Dylan Parker all the way on that bottom lane again, trying to make it work. He's on fresh tires, so he is definitely going to have a lot more grip. Contact thundered and up! And yet they gather it up and kept it straight somehow. We stay green. Up ahead, Dylan Parker is making quick work of everybody in sight now, working on the 9 of Michael Walls. He has just flown through this field here in this 3 machine.
Yeah, he really has. He's been very impressive all night with how aggressive he's been and making everything work. I'm surprised other drivers haven't really taken note of what he's doing and have tried the same thing.
I don't know if it's because they don't think they can or if it's because they're just too scared to try it. Because this is an aggressive style of line. This is an aggressive style of racing. This slide job, that we see, happen so often in racing, that doesn't work out. They're worried they're not going to be able to pull it off, and they don't even want to try it because they don't want to risk ruining their race. Dylan Parker doesn't care. I mean, he is going to just send it in, throw as much as he can at the wall, and see if it sticks. And right now, it's sticking pretty good because he's battling for the 5th spot right now with the 49 of Sartaj Man.
On the other end of things, we have a Chevy, Toyota, and Ford battling for the race lead. Mark Frimpong is there with McKinney. Just in the background, you see Dylan Parker sliding in front of Dalton Kilroe, saying, put my Chevy in that mix too.
He has made quick work of everybody in front of him now. He's got the top 3 in his sights. He is running 4/10 a lap faster each time there than the race leaders, and he's doing that all while moving through traffic, while navigating past cars ahead of him. So this 3 car is on a mission. It's almost like he's on rails now as he makes the charge to the front now, going back to that inside line, trying to make it stick for all he's got with those fresh tires. McKinney blinking in and out, but Dylan Parker, however, in the background is what we're watching, up to 4th. Now looking to battle for 3rd with teammate Caden Atkins.
Oh, man. This is just real tight racing now out of these guys, and
Parker going to try to slide in here again maybe, or maybe just stick it to the bottom if he can. He's got an opening to slide in front of Atkins. He'll take it. So now move Dylan Parker up to 3rd. McKinney continuing to blink with connection issues. That's allowing Mark Frimpong to be right here in the mix as well. Here goes Parker to the inside again.
Oh,
contact around goes Frimpong. Caution's going to come out. Sartaj Man piles into him as well. And Jonathan Parker's going to pile in as well. And just like that, the race gets turned on its head one more time as we approach 25 laps to go. Blaze McKinney is your race leader. That will move Dylan Parker now to 2nd. Gonna have to go all the way back and show you what happens here. Contact with the 3 of Dylan Parker as they were exiting turn 2. Maybe even a little bit of netco, but that sends a 53 in. Sartaj Man hits Kilroe, but then way in the background, I don't know what Jonathan Parker's doing there. Oh. Just trying to gas it up through that area right there, but it just... Not too sure what's going on with the 48 this one. I just came in too hot and wound up in the wall. But Sartaj Man, heavier damage than before. But looking at this now too, I mean, pit road is a busy place. Blaze McKinney, Christian Pacheco coming down pit road. Looks like even Dylan Parker came down pit road as well again. Jared Wilson rolls off pit road first, then it's Blaze McKinney, Dylan Parker, Dane Cruz, Caden Atkins, Michael Walls. It's going to be Luke Knupp, Christian Pacheco, then Ethan Fonseca Moreno. But what is of note here is that we had a couple drivers stay out yet again. Dalton Kilroe, Anthony Marshall, Justin Johnson did not pit that time. So with laps winding down, now we're going to have another mix of strategy. Kilroe was last on pit road 30 laps ago. Anthony Marshall 20 laps ago. This time actually now pitting is the 4 of Anthony Marshall, but that still leaves Justin Johnson out on the racetrack in second. So the top 2 staying out under this caution. So when we cross the stripe this time, it'll put us at 32 laps to go. We'll get the restart with about 31 laps to go.
Going to be 21 laps to go.
Math fans are not happy with me, are they, Josh? I can hear the keyboards firing up for that one. But anyways, 21 laps to go. That makes it even more exciting because it's less time before we got to race. So we'll see what happens here. It looks like Dalton Kilroe is going to choose the outside row here.
I do just want to point out, you know what 1 week ago today was, and not just my birthday. It was Pi Day. Mathematical Pi 3.14.
Shout out to the math nerds who love to celebrate Pi Day. We know Josh Coppernoll does because that's when his birthday is. That's why he's such a math nerd, and that's why he enjoys all my math facts that I spit out every time we go racing here on this Jawb Racing League. Anyways, back to business. 21 laps to determine the winner of this one. Kilroe looking for win number 2 in the season. Justin Johnson looking for his first win. Blaze McKinney's looking to go back-to-back. Dylan Parker's looking to crack victory lane for the first time this season as well. And then it's Caden Atkins rolling off 5th right here, looking to see if he can rebound after a bad stretch of races to start the season. To the Geico restart zone, Kilroe's going to launch. Green flag is back out.
Ooh, that's going to be a penalty for Justin Johnson. He moved up. Oh, he's going to get back.
Around goes McKinney. Maybe saves it. Pacheco around. And McKinney keeps it straight. But he's going to drop all those spots all the way back to 12th. Up front, the battle for the lead. Here comes Dylan Parker.
Don't count out Caden Atkins.
Parker on fresher tires. Atkins is as well. Both of them closing in fast on Kilroe. Now Parker's going to slide into the bottom. Atkins going to follow suit. And Dylan Parker's going to take the race lead. Spinning in the back, Michael Wall's around. Caution flag is going to fly again.
Oh. Dylan Parker went wide after the caution was out, went a little bit wide, and may have just kissed the wall a little bit there.
I think even if he kissed the wall there, I don't think that's going to matter for that 3 car. He has been on rails. So we'll take a look back and see what happened to Michael Walls. Looks like 66 Glenn Bunner Jr. slid up on the exit of turn 2 and just kind of clipped him there. But we'll go up and look and see what happened to Parker there. Just kissed the wall a little bit. No harm, no foul. Showing his love to this racetrack as he currently leads the way. So with that caution, and with the way things have shaken up here, Dalton Kilroe pitting as well as Glenn Bunner Jr. Justin Johnson looks like he pulled down pit road as well as Dane Cruz. So right now, Dylan Parker, Caden Atkins, Luke Knupp, Ethan Fonseca Moreno, and Blaze McKinney. That is your top 5. No, actually, it's Mark Frimpong, excuse me, in the top 5. McKinney is 6th, Marshall 7th, Wilson is 8th, and Michael Walls is in 9th right now. It has been a battle all race long to make charges to the front. And Josh, you know, your pick right now currently sits 4th, looks like. So still not fully out of it for the 43 car.
And I'll tell you what, what's really impressive about that is Ethan Fonseca Moreno, he was several laps down. I think 3 laps down at one point. He been involved in a couple of incidents. So even if he doesn't cross the finish line in first, I think this will be a win for him regardless, as he is sitting in a really good position despite how the early stages of this race went for him.
We'll see what he can do here as we close up on the end of this race. Across the stripe this time, we will get 16 laps to go. No calculator needed. Math fans, shout out once again. But Dylan Parker leads the field here. Caden Atkins, of course, both of them for Peak Performance Industries. 1 and 2 right now. Then how about Luke Knupp in 3rd as well? He's been kind of flying under the radar way out back all this race, but now when it's getting to crunch time, he's up here in the front ready to battle for the win. So when we go green, it'll be 15 laps to go. How many cautions we had and everything. Everybody's pit a couple times. So no worries on fuel, no worries on anything of that note. It's all about just racing to the end if you can make it. Dylan Parker has been on the attack mode all race long to battle for the race lead. However, now he's going to have to play some defense. Caden Atkins, Luke Knupp, Ethan Fonseca Moreno, Mark Frimpong, Blaze McKinney all right here, all ready to try to take that lead away from him. 15 laps to go here in the MFRD Jawb Racing League 150 at New Hampshire. Dylan Parker, Caden Atkins, your front row. The green flag is back out. We're back underway. Big stack up behind Moreno. Looks like he didn't get going. Atkins trying to make the outside lane work on Parker. And he's going to get a run. They're going to be side by side. Parker to the bottom.
Atkins drove it into the corner a little bit too deep, and that allowed Parker to maintain the race lead.
A lot of battling out back, but Parker to the lead. Atkins now going to try to do what Parker's been doing all race long by shooting the bottom and sliding up. Atkins now trying to battle for the race lead again with Parker.
Wasn't able to make it work as well as Parker has, but Atkins also didn't really try to do the same thing. Atkins now taking that lower exit, trying to get the power down on the straightaway. This is going to help him on the front stretch into turn 1. Let's see what he does. He just stays in the line.
Two of Caden Atkins, doing everything he can to get by his teammate Dylan Parker if he can. Trying to run that line there to get some more momentum on the exit, but just can't quite get it down enough that he needs to get up front. There you see in the background there, Jared Wilson gets the wall in the 83. You see here, Atkins is so much better on the entry, but then Parker gets such a better exit that's allowing him to run away from the 2 car of Caden Atkins as his laps wind down. It looks like, looking back further back in the field, Michael Thorpe Jr. has scored 22nd you know, 49 laps down, he's not going to be able to improve his position unless he gets back out on the racetrack. Zach Amund's 21st, wrecking. Though in the background, Mark Frimpong, Ethan Fonseca Moreno around. Heavy contact to the front end, and the caution will fly again. Another restart here at New Hampshire. Gonna look back at your replay here. Right there, Frimpong drove it in deep to the inside of Moreno, got into him there. And then Moreno tried crossing him over and just contacted. Frimpong tried to hold him off, couldn't hold him off, but wound up turning the 43 into the wall head on. And pretty much taking what was a good rebound there for Moreno and shipping him right back to the back.
I think that 43 is just ready for the past couple of weeks to just be done and over with.
It's not been kind, that 43 in EFB, or EFM, excuse me. He has been working his tail off to get these races to go his way, and it's just not gone his way recently. You know, it's been kind of heartbreaking. You know, I think a lot of Ethan. I think he does a very good job in his racing. You know, I feel like he's got a chance to win some of these races, but just the bad breaks, the bad luck he has every time, man. You know, eventually one of these will go his way, and he'll be able to kind of pull off one of these wins. But you know, just another incident that just takes him out of it. So it's 9 laps to go. We'll get you your JCTV race update presented by Mardon Technologies. Dylan Parker, your race leader. Caden Atkins is second. Luke Knupp third. Blaze McKinney is fourth. Dalton Kilroe fifth. And it's Mark Frimpong, Justin Johnson, Jonathan Parker, Jared Wilson, Christian Pacheco, Anthony Marshall, Glenn Bunder Jr., Michael Walls, Dane Cruz, and then Ethan Fonseca Moreno rounds out your top 15 for the lead lap cars. 5 laps down in 16th is Justin Burnham. 17th place, 8 laps down is Blaine Sparling. In the 18th position, he is down 14 laps, is Brian Dees. Sartaj Mann officially out of the race. He is currently scored 19th, but if Noah Mayuri runs another 2 laps, he will pass him for that spot. Zach Amon, we mentioned 21st, 48 laps down. Michael Thorpe Jr. is currently out of the race as well, 53 laps down in 22nd. Zach Probst scored 23rd. Gabe Cazzola 24th, and Doug Denise rounds out your field currently, unofficially 25th at the conclusion of tonight's race. And of course, that lineup rundown presented by Mardon Technologies. Everything you see runs on a Mardon PC. Check it out. Reach out to Brian Haynes. He'll get you hooked up with a new computer. Good for all your racing and streaming services that you may need. But here, now, coming up on 7 laps to go. It should be 6 laps to go on the restart. Parker's been really good on the restart here for defense. But Atkins had a great launch with him last time. Can Atkins replicate that again and maybe even try to get around him? See, usually what happens when I throw those kind of questions out in the air, Josh is supposed to answer. Josh was not here at the moment I threw that question out, so Josh did not hear that question, I do not believe. Josh, are you back?
Yeah, it was a matter of my mic being muted, because I was answering the question, but I said, you know, I think Atkins does. You know, the one thing is, nobody really knows you better in competition than your teammates. And I think Atkins, he's going to anticipate this well, and it's also crunch time. 6 to go when we take the green. It is time to go.
We'll see. Will Atkins or Parker best each other, or will they wind up letting somebody else sneak by and get the win? Luke Knupp, Blaze McKinney, Dalton Kilroe, all right there in the picture to go for it. It'll be 6 laps to go in the restart zone. The green flag is back out. We're racing again in New Hampshire. A great launch for Dylan Parker, heading into 1. Big wad of cars out back. Looks like there might have been some contact in the background. No caution yet. Atkins trying everything he can to catch and pass his teammate Dylan Parker. Blaze McKinney back up to 3rd now. 5 to go.
Okay, Atkins trying different lines.
But Dalton Kilroe to the inside of Luke Nubb. Luke Nubb gets a little loose on the corner, able to keep it straight on the top side of Dalton Kilroe. That's the battle for 4th in the background. Atkins and McKinney are just driving it so hard into 3 and 4 to see if anything will work to get the power down on the exit to try and catch that 3 of Dylan Parker.
Dylan Parker putting down some blazers. He knows it is go time. Fastest car on track right now.
And it'll all come down to it not going to another caution, to an overtime attempt. Atkins, McKinney doing everything in their power to hunt down Dylan Parker. Just not able to fully close the gap now. 3 laps to go at the line this time.
That time
Caution
Parker
flag! Justin Burnham around to the front straightaway. And we will have overtime here at New Hampshire. Gonna look back and see what happened to the 74. Oh, just came up on the slower car of Noah Mayuri and then just got close to his left rear. And some netcode contact sends him in, so Burnham hits the inside wall there. I would say heavy contact, but he's already had some heavy contact earlier on that took that front bumper away. So he'll pull to pit road. It's very possible, too, he could get passed for this 16th place position by Blaine Sparling, who's currently only 8 laps down, so 3 laps behind the 74 right now as he pulls to pit road. But there will be overtime here at New Hampshire. Dylan Parker is going to have at least one more restart he's going to have to manage.
We have an opportunity for 3 attempts at a green-white checkered. You know, we might just use all of those opportunities.
Yeah, with the way this race has been going, I wouldn't be shocked if everybody starts trying to use each other up and going for the spots they can take. Blaine Sparling is the free pass, so very likely he will pass the 74 for that 16th spot now. I may still get the wave around, go get an extra lap back.
Tell you what, though, Dawson. Blaze McKinney is 3rd. And he'll be lining up on the inside of row number 2. On this restart, I think if I'm not the race leader, 3rd place is where I really want to be at for a restart. Especially at a track like this, so I'm going to keep my eyes on that 87. He still has an opportunity and a great shot to collect back-to-back wins after a strong performance early on.
Yeah, he's been the strongest car all day, but the thing that I see with this that I'm kind of looking at, it's going to be about the restart that he has with Dylan Parker. Parker going to be the control car. It's going to be about being right up on his back bumper and going with him. If he cannot do that and Parker is able to clear out front, it really comes a two-car battle between he and Atkins if Atkins can make it stick. But there's something else I'm looking at and I want to point out. Looking at their last pit stops 25 laps ago, it looks like Caden Atkins just had a splash and go of fuel. Meanwhile, it looks like Parker and McKinney had long enough stops that would have meant putting tires on. Same thing with Dalton Kilroe, who is a couple laps fresher tires than the race leaders right now. So, it's possible that Atkins is on older tires. Or at the very least, maybe a lap older tires than our race leaders right now. But Dylan Parker, Caden Atkins, your front row. Dalton Kilroe and Blaze McKinney make up that second row. Then it's Luke Knupp and Mark Frimpong. Overtime attempt number 1. We've got 3 of them we can burn through if we have to. Can Dylan Parker hold off and win after putting on a show early on? Or can Blaze McKinney finish up where he started and pick up the win for his second win on the season? To the Geico Restart Zone, the green flag is back out. We're on our way for overtime here at New Hampshire. Atkins working the top. Parker now stuck on the inside. They're going to be side by side down the back. McKinney is all sorts of sideways in the background. Still side by side heading into 3. Oh, around goes McKinney! McKinney's going to spin. Luke Knupp got a piece of it. But Blaze McKinney. And just like that, from running and battling for the race win, he's going to be all the way back to 13th now. And Dylan Parker's going to have to do it again. In turn 3, just gets hit by Dalton Kilroe, then Luke Knupp. Sends him up into Jonathan Parker, who's, had another incident for the 48. So Blaze McKinney with another accident here. And that will put us in our second overtime attempt. Well, Josh, both our picks to win pretty much out of this race. Parker is now 13th with more damage. Ethan Fonseca Moreno back to 11th. They still got shots at top 10s, but a lot of damage. But right now, Dylan Parker still holding the race lead. But that restart there, Caden Atkins was able to hold his own on the outside and challenge for that race lead. What more do you think he needs to do to get by that 3 car?
So yeah, I think to restart he had last time, I think he did an incredible job. I think he just didn't get to the throttle as quickly as I think he should have to really hang to the outside of Parker through 1 and 2. So I think he needs to do the same thing, but really hold on and maybe pinch Parker down so Parker can't get a very good run off of corner exit.
Yeah, Atkins just needs to find that little bit of extra oomph that he needs to get by Parker. But the other thing, too, now, look who's going to be in 3rd this time. Not Blaze McKinney. How about Dalton Kilroe? Going to be restarting this one in 3rd this go around. So we'll see what Kilroe can do from that 3rd position. If he can maybe try to snatch victory away from Dylan Parker. Just kind of taking a little bit of a dive down memory lane here for the Slide Jawb Racing League as we, of course, are in the 10th year of racing, the 10th season of racing here in Slide Job. I don't see any races before here at New Hampshire. Unless I'm just not looking at the right place, I don't see many runs that have happened here, if any, at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. So this looks like it might be one of the first outings in a while for the drivers of the Slide Jawb Racing League to come to the Magic Mile. Indeed, the last time looks like was in 2020, back in Season 6, at race 1 by AJ Stravato. A name you'll hear a lot from a lot of those earlier on seasons. Very prominent name very early on in the Slide Jawb Racing League. But looking to now, looking ahead, Dylan Parker, Caden Atkins make up row 1. Dalton Kilroe, Mark Frimpong in row 2. Dane Cruz and Glenn Bundren Jr. have a shot in row 3. Then Jared Wilson and Christian Pacheco in row 4, recovering from their accidents. And then Anthony Marshall and Blaze McKinney, that is your top 10. Dylan Parker looking to hang on and finish what he started his process through the field. Can he play defense one final time? Are we going to get another overtime? We'll see. As they come to the Geico restart zone, the green flag is back out, back underway here at New Hampshire.
Atkins still hanging out to the outside.
Couldn't quite hang on enough, though. Parker's going to clear for the race lead. And as they come through 3 and 4, Dylan Parker is going to take the white flag this time by. This will do it. One final lap here at New Hampshire. Does Atkins have anything for Parker?
Atkins really needs to have a great 3 and 4 here.
He's going to send it in. Trying to get there, can't quite do it. Through 3 and 4 in overtime attempts, Dylan Parker hangs on, and he's going to win the Slide Jawb Racing League 150 here at New Hampshire. He'll slide through turn 1, hit the outside wall. But Dylan Parker makes this race impressive. You know, just amazing driving from that 3 car, moving his way through the field the way he did, doing what he needed to do, and scoring the victory here tonight. A very entertaining run to the checkered flag for Dylan Parker, who continues to spin, hitting the inside wall now. This is Dylan Parker's first win of the season in a points-paying race. Of course, he was the winner of one of the duels at Daytona. As they continue to celebrate a team effort, celebrating this one here. Just looking through the career of Dylan Parker to kind of see where we're at. He is a former champion, of course. He's got a couple wins to his name as well. Winner at Homestead back in Season 5. Scored a victory at the Charlotte Roval as well that season. And he got the victory as well at Charlotte Oval. So swept the Charlotte races in Season 5. Texas and Auto Club as well. He was the champion then. Many a race win to his name. And he adds another one tonight here at New Hampshire as he emerges victorious.
Yeah, incredible drive by Dylan Parker to get that race win.
This will be his 16th win that is documented from Season 5 all the way up to now. So that's 16 wins that we have fully accounted for Dylan Parker as he takes win number 16 here tonight. But first, let's take a look and see, at that finishing results. Everybody, had shook things out At the end of that race, Dylan Parker, Caden Atkins, Dalton Kilroe, then Dane Cruz and Mark Frimpong were your top 5. Blaze McKinney recovers to 6th. Then it's Glenn Bundren Jr., Jared Wilson, Anthony Marshall, and Jonathan Parker makes up the top 10. Ethan Fonseca Moreno brings it home 11th with Luke Nutt finishing 12th. Christian Pacheco finished 13th. Blaine Sparling 14th. And Justin Johnston rounding out the top 15. That was Michael Walls, Justin Burnham, Brian Dees, Noah Mayuri, Sartaj Mann, Zach Amon, Michael Thorpe Jr., Zach Probst, Gabe Cazola, and Doug Denise. The driver we did not have join us for tonight's event was Zachary Wareham. He was on the grid, wasn't able to make it. So he will show us 26, but he did not race tonight. But 159 laps later, we finally determined a winner. Josh, what do you say? Did you get a hold of our third place finisher, Dalton Kilroe?
Let's see here. And I do. Dalton Kilroe, third place finish tonight. What a race!
Yeah, that was that was definitely a race. I'll leave it at that.
You started.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say you started third, you finished third. Led some laps as well. Just walk us through how that race went for you.
Yeah, start of the race was just kind of figuring out where I actually ranked in terms of race speed and who could really save the tires best. And then once we got a little past halfway, that was just more kind of who got tires at the right time and who got track position. So it was it was to finish third. I mean, I'll take it, but I'm still a little upset at myself for causing that last caution, getting into the back of the 87. I know he was having a really good run too. He should have finished P3. But that was unfortunate. There was a massive checkup, and I guess I just ran straight into the back of him, and sent him around. So that's my bad. I try not to do that stuff too often, but everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect, and hopefully that doesn't happen right back to me, even though I know it probably could. So we'll see on the next week.
All right. Well, who do you have to give shout out to? Who gets it done behind that 41 machine?
I gotta give a shout out to Daddy-O's Barbershop. Everybody at MFRD. Go if you want good paint jobs. Go look up MF Racing Designs on Facebook. He is the man. You guys are doing the broadcast for us, and everybody else, slide job for putting the league on.
All right, third place finish for Dalton Kilroe.
And with that, we will move on to our second place finisher here tonight. That would be the 2 of Caden Atkins. Hey, Caden Atkins, this is Dawson Allen in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, a second place run. You were there battling for it this whole race. I mean, pretty much in the top 5 for the majority of this run. What more do you think you might have needed to get around that 3 car and get the win?
I don't know. I got around him on that one restart with like 6 to go, but I overdrove turn 3 and gave it right back. So I mean, the tires were just too worn at that point. These little short runs where you run 3 corners and then you cool off the tires, the heat cycles just kind of ruined the tires. So it was more at that point it was just like I just need to hold on because I know Dane and Dalton had tires and me and Dylan had pitted with like 20 something to go and they had tires with 10 to go. So not that much because we ran most of the last 40 laps under caution, but yeah.
Well, you're still able to score a second place finish. What was that race like for you in the early stages when you were able to battle with everybody, making your way through the field?
Yeah, it was fun. Honestly, I did burn my tires up a little bit on the first run, but or on the green flag run, I should say, when we got pit stops. But I didn't fall back too far. I just only lost about half a second to the guys up front. So or the top 4 or whatever. So I mean, it was mostly just about track position and picking the right lane in the corner on the restart. Don't, you know, if you go too low, someone's going to get the run on your high side and you're going to get single filed out. And if you go too high, then you're just going to get, people are just going to dive under you. But yeah, it was mostly just like attrition. A lot of the guys like Sartaj and Mark were I mean, Mark still finished well, but Sartaj was fast, and then he got wrecked. And I know I had contact with Justin Johnson. I apologize for that. I got a little bit loose, but yeah, it was mostly just attrition towards the end there.
Well, looking back at how the season's gone for you, trending upward after a bit of a sluggish start at Daytona and Chicago. You know, of the last 5 races, 4 of them in the top 10, 3 of them in the top 5. What's that like for you, building that momentum up as we head towards the later half of the season?
Yeah, it's awesome. Honestly, I'm very happy that it's turned around for me, and I'm hoping I can just you know, finish one spot better one of these weeks from what I did today, because I really like to win one of these races, and I did have a chance today, but just not quite enough.
Well, already still a second place run is still pretty good. So you know, who do you got to shout out, thank, sponsors, teammates? What got that 2 car up to second place today?
Shout out to Dylan for being you know, helping me or counting down the late restarts, especially the final restart. We totally gapped everybody, and it pretty much sealed the deal. And you know, shout out to my boys at P Performance Motorsports, Doug Denice Designs, MFRD Designs, Red Sim Design, all the awesome designers that are in this league, and obviously Noah and Martin and all the admins for putting on this league, and you guys for putting on a great show every week, making our races look really good, even though we're wrecking every other lap. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, thanks.
Alrighty, that is your second place finisher, Caden Atkins, after a great run in New Hampshire. Congrats again, Caden.
Thank you.
And you know, talking about the momentum thing, Caden Atkins has 2 career wins back in season 8, but you know, it's been a while since he's been to victory lane. But a lot of second place finishes in between those 2 trips there. So, Josh, I believe you have gotten a hold though of our race winner, Dylan Parker.
Indeed, I have Dylan Parker, tonight's race winner. Dylan, I'll tell you what, one thing I love watching is when a driver is aggressive and can make things work and not just go out there being aggressive, causing a lot of issues. And you definitely do not fit in that category. You are aggressive and make things work. You were looking really strong out there and making some moves I'm not so sure I'd be brave enough to make. How did you get it done?
Well, first, thank you. And I honestly, it's at this point, I've been on the sim for a while, so there's just a lot of stuff. I do have a lot of experience, so I don't usually race as much as I used to. But through the years, you just see so much stuff. Like, I've been on here for 6 years now. I've just seen so much stuff. If one thing isn't working, I can just try something else. At the beginning of the race, what I was doing was not working. So I just cherry picked which strategy I wanted to use, and it started working for me, and I was able to make some crazy moves no one else was wanting to do. So yeah, I'm happy it worked, because it's been a minute since I've won a points paying racing slide job. I think it's been a season or 2. So hell yeah.
Well, we had a long green flag run and then a lot of cautions. So was there any time you thought that strategy was changed big time from what you were originally planning on doing?
I was pretty much the entire race. It was changing. The first part of the race, I was a little bit off the pace compared to the top 3, because I couldn't figure out the track at all. But throughout the race, I just figured it out more, and I was catching up with the pace. So before, it was just a salvage, try to get a top 5 finish, because I'm just trying to make it to the playoffs. And throughout the race, it was just it became, how do I win the race? And the strategy it was a little lucky there. I think I pit and came out with Blaze with the freshest tires, because the caution came out just as we pit, which was pretty lucky. But yeah, other than that, it was changing pretty much constantly. Other than the last 40 laps, because it was not exactly the cleanest. So I'm sure there's going to be some talks about that. But other than that, it was I still have fun.
All right. Well, who do you have to give a shout out to? Who gets it done behind that 3 machine?
I just like to give a big shout out to Mr. Caden Atkins, driver number 2. He's a teammate, you know. We's trying to work the front up late night race, and I'd like to give a shout out to the rest of PPM and Noah, Martin, and you guys for having a great broadcast every week. This little neat stuff y'all do that other people don't do is I appreciate. Just let y'all know that it doesn't go unnoticed. So just thank y'all and everyone else that makes it happen.
All right. Congrats to the race winner, Dylan Parker, here
Thank you.
at New Hampshire.
And with that, we look ahead to the schedule here, Josh. We got one more race before the All-Star race coming up at Atlanta next week. So that should definitely be exciting to watch for all these drivers next week. And Kate, Dylan Parker mentioned it's been over a little while since he's won. Almost a year ago, March 29th was the last points-paying race that the 3 machine was in victory lane. But that'll do it for us here at New Hampshire. Dylan Parker scores the win here tonight, making him our 5th different winner in season number 10. For all of us here at JCTV, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. So with that, for Josh Coppernoll, this is Dawson Allen signing off, saying so long. Have a great rest of your night.